Hi people, Moreno Ravenberg here again. Um, as you can tell from the header, I'm going to discuss a couple of neutral topics. The first off is, as you can tell, is based on the header, is that family doesn't matter. That's my opinion, and the reason that I'm saying that, this is honestly, it's just a tricky title. In reality, I don't literally mean that family doesn't matter, but for those of you that are unaware of it, uh, family means nothing, especially from an occult context. Blood relatives are material in nature. Blood is material, so a family member honestly is no different than a friend or an acquaintance, depending on how often you get involved with each other, or not even that, no acquaintance or whatsoever. It's just pretty much a stranger, someone that you only see once in a while. So it's honestly less than an acquaintance. It's less than an acquaintance, and the only thing that you two have in common is that you're blood relatives. My point is that you've got so many stories out there of people, and I'm assuming that most of us are familiar out there with the classical story of family members that only come by or that only know you when they need something. And I think it's safe to say that I speak for everyone when I say that honestly, family members that are that way, that are parasitic in nature, are no different than strangers that are parasitic in nature. And a mistake that a couple of people make is that they fall into the trap of the delusion, or better said, the delusion that family members are supposed to, the family member, just because you're family with someone or with people, that you're automatically obligated, that you're under some kind of obligation, or that you have some kind of duty to you have some kind of duty or obligation to to help them out in times of need, or to not turn them away. Believe me, some people feel like that. They feel that way. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I strongly recommend to anyone, a family member, honestly, if you had to choose between a family member that is more of a liability than an asset, okay, that's more of a burden than a benefit, compared to a stranger that, even if it's just superficially, genuinely cares for you, which one would you choose? I, in general, would choose the stranger. Make no mistake, family means nothing. Family, I repeat, means nothing. Okay, what good is family? I'm not referring to myself, of course. No, no, no. I'm speaking literally in general. Family means nothing if your family members are nothing but a bunch of worthless. They're no different than strangers. They're a bunch of worthless parasites that only care about how they can benefit from you, and that is it. That's my point. There are plenty of stories out there on family member people that have that have really cut family members out of their lives, etc., because they were too greedy or something like that. The classical story of, for example, a family member that wins the lottery, and all of a sudden, every family member wants a piece of the pie, so to speak, and that's wrong on every imaginable level. My opinion is, if you have family like that, cut them out of your life. Openly tell them to their face that you want nothing to do with them and why you want nothing to do with them, because that's what I would do. If I, so to speak, had family that was more of a liability than an asset, I can't benefit from them, and it's quite the opposite. All they know me for is whenever they need help. For example, they need money, they need this, they need that. That's the only time that they know me, and for the rest, they mean nothing. I can't benefit from them. Then I would dump them too. I don't need family like that. Family does not differ from family do not differ from strangers when it comes to general self-worth and integrity. Make no mistake about it, your family members are also people in the world, and they're also subject to the same faults that people have. I'm not saying that when a family member genuinely needs help, that him or her asking you is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. If a family member comes to you and he or she says, hey, I usually, under no other circumstance would I do this, but I'm really on my last leg here and I have nowhere else to go, my house burned down, something like that. That is asking for help the right way. And people come to you because you're family, but make no mistake, not in an obligatory way. Family as in you know each other. I'm assuming that people watching this know what I mean. My point is that don't fall into the delusion of actually thinking that you owe your family something just because you're blood relatives, just because you are under the delusion that you think that you owe them something, so you can't cut them out of your lives, or you can't cut them out of your life. You can't do this, you can't do that. No, make no mistake about it. If your family treats you badly to the point where they pose no benefit to you whatsoever, they're nothing but negativity, they're nothing but a drawback, then I would strongly suggest that you do away with them. The same way that you would do away with any friend that is the same way. I've done it in my personal life, okay? But it's the same thing. If I had family, for example, that only knew me, for example, whenever I was doing well financially, and they never asked me anything in the past before, and then all of a sudden, they notice that I'm doing well for myself financially, and they literally just ask me for, they do stuff like ask me for money. You better believe I'm going to put you in your place. I'm going to really unload on you. I'm going to let you have it so badly that you're not going to be able to stand straight, so to speak. And then you can complain behind my back that I'm an asshole, that I'm unfriendly, that I'm this and that I'm that and that I'm greedy. I don't give a rat's ass. I also need to add that primarily people from the third world are like this, in case you haven't noticed. But yeah, it has to do with the lack of self-worth and the lack of integrity whatsoever. But yeah, the message is clear, okay? Don't take crap from anyone, including your family. Family does not matter when it comes to things like that, when it comes to self-worth and integrity. Your family is no different or no better than strangers out on the street. I mean, I hold on for a second. I just finished, I was reading a couple of stories and that inspired me to do this video. Hold on. I'm going to list a couple of examples. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. Hold on for a second, okay? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, simple example. Let me see. Yeah, check this out. A story on Uber Facts. This is bad. This is really bad. My mom has this ugly football team van. Ever since I was 10, we would go around in circles about how it will be mine one day. But I told her from the start I'll pass because I hate vans and football. I bought a different car and the van broke down after she put over 300k miles on it. I get my first income tax, which was almost $3,000, and she tries to sell me the van for $2,000. I tell her no, and she drops it to $1,000 since I can easily afford it. I still refuse, and less than an hour later she sends me a picture of a $1,200 dog for sale with, "This is what I want for my birthday. He's in Kentucky, I'll send you the address." She wanted to use my money to get a dog and was hoping to be sneaky and trick me into buying a broken ugly van to fund her multi-state trip to pick up her dream dog. She didn't speak to me for months after and still tries to sell me that piece of shit fan for more than it was worth when it ran. This is coming from someone's own mother. Another one. I got a $7,000 settlement from a car accident. I accidentally left the check on the corner table in the living room. My dad walks into my bedroom and asks if I can lend my mom any money. I work minimum wage retail and ask him how much does she need. He says, how about half of that 7K check? It has been almost 8 years. I haven't seen any of that money back. So you can see for yourself. Okay, these are just two examples. You've got stories like these worldwide, okay? My point is that don't make the mistake of actually falling into the trap. This is something, unfortunately, that a lot of people have in this world. And nah, usually it's all about money. It's just offensive, okay? How worthless mankind is. But yeah, whatever. In any case, yeah, what else can I say? It doesn't matter, okay? Family means nothing, okay? Your family members are like blood, or people that you have blood in common with. That's it. For the rest, it does not, their character is what determines. Period. Their self-worth and their level of integrity matters. Okay, would you choose a stranger that has self-worth and integrity over a family member that lacks these? Of course, family means nothing. You obviously have to go with a stranger. But stupid things like, make no mistake, do not allow delusions like it's family to allow you to cloud your mind and your reasoning. You're under no obligation to help your family in any way, shape, or form. I Other examples that I can give is that I've also, for example, in my own personal life, I've seen people, for example, I used to be friends with a guy that he was the only one in the family that owned a car. And I'm just talking about someone years ago. It was just a friend of mine, a former friend. And because he was the only one that owned a car, his family members basically almost used him. Honestly, you can even say take advantage of him, because they take advantage of him in the sense of they ask him to drive them around, to run errands, to do this and to do that, etc., which I find offensive, of course. I'm not going to lie to you. I find it offensive. But yeah, he's too stupid. And in my opinion, if you're too stupid to realize that you're being taken advantage of, and if you're too stupid to not actually stand up for yourself, then that's your problem. Then you can allow yourself, so to speak, to be used as a donkey or a horse and a carriage as much as you want, or a cow with a plow on its back, whatever. That's your problem. But this is just an example. I don't care who you are or what you are. It doesn't matter whether you're a friend, relative, acquaintance, it doesn't matter. Okay? You can ask me for a favor every once in a while because you really need it. Sure, no problem. But not just because we're family does that automatically give you the right to basically expect me to drive you around town because I'm the only one that owns a car. I mean, that's like me and the family being the only one that makes a lot of money, and family members would regularly contact me to ask me, for help and related. I mean, the very idea is offensive. But yeah, even acquaintances, okay, know me better than that. They know me better than to actually pull stuff like that with me, because I will, metaphorically speaking, put my foot up their asses. That's what I'm gonna do. In any case, I wouldn't stand for it. It's just offensive. I would never, doesn't matter whether we're friends or we're family, I'm not going to ask you for something just because you have it. I don't care about any of that. That's like someone buying a car and me asking that person to drop me off. No. You didn't ask me anything in the past before, but now that you've seen that I bought a car, you actually think that it's okay to ask me, for example, as a favor. I'll openly tell you to fuck off. And then you can go complain behind my back that I'm an asshole and blah 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 and whatnot. Okay? Because that's the case in the reality, and this is the case globally. It's not specifically localized or confined to any location particularly. Make no mistake, it's the same thing. In my personal life, I've noticed stuff like this, and I'm not having any of it. Make no mistake of it. Make no mistake about it. I mean, this is just offensive. This is just offensive. I have never in my life looked at someone and said, hey, you know what, I want that. Or for example, a family member has this or has that, or not even a family member, an acquaintance. And I'm automatically going to ask them, hey, listen, can you help me out? On a regular basis, no. Okay? Listen, you can ask me, for example, once, but it's about the mentality. I'm not going to ask that person something because I noticed that he acquired it or she acquired it. No, that's jealousy, that's envy for you right there. It's like winning the lottery and all of a sudden you've got, people that you never knew or people that rarely contacted you, swarming you. This is common in the world. You can easily look stuff like that up on the internet, you name it. You've got horrible stories about lottery winners that wish they never won the lottery because they were harassed by family members and so-called friends, etc. And then they're stupid enough to actually scratch their heads and go like, I thought these people were my friends. I thought they were my family. No. These people, they don't give a rat's ass about you. They don't give a shit about you. They only care about their own well-being. And they simply, they'll try to leech off of anyone. Instead of actually having some self-worth, they'll try to leech off of anyone. Last but not least, I'm also going to mention, keep in mind what I said, make no mistake about it. Rewatch this video if you need to. Because this is really common. It's one of those things that people know, but that they're rarely aware of. they're too busy going about daily life, etc. Last thing that I'm going to mention too is I remember that years ago when I still worked for a piece of crap security company, everywhere is crap here. I worked with a girl and I was simply talking about colleagues, and I told colleagues about a friend of mine, and I told them, how that friend of mine basically allows his family to abuse him like he's their own personal cab driver. And her reply was, "You would refuse your family?" I wouldn't refuse my family. They're the ones that made me. It's a stereotypical dumbass parasitic comment, a dumb vermin comment. I don't have to say anything. Point one, your family didn't make you dumb. I thought to myself, point one, your family didn't make you dumb, bitch. That's point one. Understand that. Your family didn't make you, okay? You were simply given life from higher up, and your parents are the vessel that were chosen, so to speak, in order to make you manifest in the material world. Point two, again, I refer back to what I said earlier. Just because we're family, just because we share a blood bond, does not mean that I am in any way, shape, or form obligated, under any obligation to help you out in any way, shape, or form, or to do anything. Point two, it's about general politeness. You can ask me for a favor every now and then, okay? But it's definitely not supposed to be something recurring or frequent, because I will put you in your place. If, for example, my family tried that with me, I would openly tell them, hey, listen up, not just family, anyone that actually asks me on a regular basis, I would openly be like, hey, listen closely, okay? You can ask me for a favor every now and then if you want me to drop you off because none of you have transportation and I'm the only one that has a car. Fine, that's cool, that's fine, I don't mind that, okay? I'm willing to help you guys out, you name it. But under no circumstance are you supposed to ask me regularly. And I'm openly going to tell you now, okay? I'm openly going to tell you no, and I'm also going to tell you to not call me for this kind of stuff anymore. You can ask me for a favor every now and then, but you're making a habit of it, calling me every day that you need to go here, you need to go there, and at my expense, and I'm not having any of it. If you paid me, for example, then it would be a different matter, or if you actually at least wanted to contribute gas or by paying for gas or similar, but no, you don't even do that. You literally you actually think that I'm your own personal cab driver, you and the other people. I would openly put them in their place. The average reaction, make no mistake, will be family members or will be people that are butthurt, they're offended. They're like, screw you, blah, blah, blah. They'll complain behind your back. At first, they're going to be taken aback. They're going to be like, okay. And then, you'll be hearing from a third or fourth party that, that family member or that acquaintance or that friend was upset over what you said. It doesn't matter, okay? You need to be consistent and resolute in this. I would openly just say, nah, I would much rather be alone than be with parasitic individuals like that. I have never in my life done anything like that. Make no mistake about it. I have never in my life asked people consistently, for example, for something like this. But adversely, unfortunately, I've had to experience it. And make no mistake, I literally don't give a flaming fuck or a flaming fuck or a shit who thinks what. And yeah, general consensus, way back in the day was that I'm an asshole, I'm unfriendly, I'm this, I'm that. I don't give a rat's ass. I literally don't care. Yes, you haven't seen anything yet. I'll openly tell people, you haven't seen anything yet, okay? You think that I'm an asshole? You haven't seen a single thing. I will be as mean, effectively as mean as possible, because that's what you need to be. People need to learn their lesson, and that's how people learned it with me. Basically, no one asks me anything anymore, which is okay. People aren't supposed to ask me anything. You can ask me for a favor, like I said, but only under rare circumstances. If you do not have the sense and the common sense to actually realize that, as in, hey, it's a favor. I can't keep asking the guy to help me out. It's inappropriate, to say the least. Or I can't, for example, ask him if he can download something for me just because I noticed that he has a computer or anything like that. I need to mind my own business. Now, someone that has a certain level of self-worth and integrity will do stuff like that. But someone that doesn't, yeah, unfortunately there are a lot of them in the world, will show their true colors. So yeah, that's simply what I wanted to share with you guys. Make no mistake about it. Family does not matter. integrity and self-worth matters. Family is nothing more than people that you have blood in common with, but you're under no obligation or duty to help out your family just for the sake of blood, of being family, of being blood relatives. Means nothing. Okay? If your family members are more of a liability than an asset, drop them. Period. Bye.